when I first heard about it, I just sort of assumed it was like a fucking, 11 o'clock at night sort of decision where they were just all a bit off their face, and it was the lads having a bit too much of a laugh. And they joked about it, but then they actually got like a menu board made with just this, special cocktail, and had a picture of this thing with like, this like dust being, sprinkled around there. It was like a, one of them drinks where it's got like a margarita is technically called a cruster, but it's the type of cocktail it is a cruster because it's got a crusted edge.
Thing around the edge, yeah.
Yeah, anything with a rim like that is a cruster, so it doesn't have to be salt necessarily. But yeah, it was a drink like that. It was like a sparkly pink and blue sort of crusting kind of thing. They dyed it and everything. They coloured it and they put effort into the tag, but it ended up making the papers. And I've read the TripAdvisors and stuff and the Google reviews for it, and it's fucking horrific. And rightly so. But the two owners came to massive clash over that because they were like one of them. Martin wanted her to go, but then Todd didn't. But basically because he would have had to do all the work, but he's lazy. But it's like they ended up keeping him on. They came to an agreement. It's like you personally have to write a response to every single bad review we've had as a result of this, and you personally have to email the Argus, the local paper, apologising, and then you can keep your job. And it's a good bar to work in for your career, so they let her keep it. Like, so you want to stay there kind of thing. But
yeah,
like, you can't let someone get away with that and then not give Vincenzo the opportunity to rectify his mistake. Do you know what I mean? They do a thing there called they pay people hourly rate and then they get a percentage of the profits as well, like which ends up being something like 50 to 70p an hour. That's not a lot, but it bumps your wages up to something decent, It's 50, 60, 70 quid a week from the sounds of things. But it's not obligation, so you could. The good thing about those sorts of systems is you can kind of use it as punishment as well, because it's not a part of their core wages. So you can be like. In fact, I actually did that to one of the bartenders once at Shush, thinking about it. Like, long story short, he did something wrong, and he walked out. Well, as in. He walked out of shift. I said to him, well, the only way you can keep your job is if you work for £5 an hour for the next week. And he did. Because I just had to let everyone else know that that's the punishment, that there is but you can't do that. It's only because he was willing to work for fucking slave wages, which is illegal. But you can take it away from him, surely. But I don't know the exact details. He's not the best chef, he's just loyal. Maybe he just wasn't that good in general, like his quality of work rather than his effort, and therefore eventually just add something on him kind of thing, and just like this guy. Bless him. I said to him this time though, I was like, I've been thinking it for ages, but I wasn't going to say it while he worked for me or even my mates, but it's like, you don't even enjoy kitchens, mate. Why'd you do it? Like, what did you say that? I was like, because you're not happy. No chefs are happy. They're all cunts, or they're miserable because they're chefs, or they're miserable. So they become chefs. It's one or the other. They do exist. The ones that do it for the passion. But even then, they've got their scars. Like fucking. Why'd you do it? He's a really good photographer. That's what you used to do back in Italy. I was like, just do that, mate. It's like,
Aha, killed that arsehole. What can you do? Vincenzo's a nice name, like.
yeah, he's just such a lovely fella. And he's got a perfectly round head. I always used to call him, he's like my Carl Pilkington.
Perfect indeed.
Yeah. Perfectly round head, little beard and glasses. So it's very easy to draw him on your thumb with a little Sharpie. I did that to him. I might have sent you the video at the time. Yeah, no, I just I sent him a little video one day. It was on my bank wall. Just you could hear my voice going. The things I love about it. I might still have it actually. Let me have a quick look. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, I'll send it to you.
Why is this guy coming after me? Chasing me, fuck it up.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. WhatsApp.
Checking there and getting arse chased by a cowboy.
Yeah, no, just sending now.
I'm charging my phone as well, proper recording videos, well, my guitar and wipe the battery. He's fucked off. What am I gonna do now?
Have you seen that? You know that Sam Smith? Have you seen the fact that he's been in the media for wearing stuff?
Yeah.
Even though he's a they apparently. But anyway, it's not new to me. Just being given where I live, that sort of thing. It really ain't. But I saw a picture today that I had to share. It was him in a Liverpool shirt, and I was like, "This is fucking disgusting."
I see somebody done it was a He-Man poster, but they put they, them instead of He-Man. Funny, it is funny, man. I hope he would laugh at that, like, they, them.
I mean, I don't want to get on any group's case, just as a principle. But fuck off. Right. It's one thing calling yourself something, but trying to alter language throughout.
That's what annoys me, like, we've probably spent all this time getting language correct, and we can't go about changing that as well, like, we change science and then we're changing fucking language. Come on.
I saw something the other day that was about this sort of, you know how I've been chipping away for a while, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I think it's just like, I wouldn't just start saying a condition or a disorder, but like a compulsion in itself to like the social, like the social justice warrior's attitude to life. Like it's like a compulsion to be that way. So it is something that psychologists are considering. I saw Musk tweeting this, and it's a twatty way of putting it, but he's just trying to wind people up. It was going woke is a moral cloak, and you fucking, the way you put that and appeal, and the way the people you're appealing to with that, it just annoys me in itself. But it's actually quite a good description as to what I'm saying, like in a twatty way.
I always say, folk are using the term woke, it immediately makes me they're dumb, like, it's just a childish way of arguing. Like,
That's what I've got against it.
Name calling, eh?
Yeah.
It's like, prove that you're right and they're wrong. Then you fucking name call.
It's similar to gammon.
Gammon.
It's similar to gammon.
The same thing, exactly the same thing. It's like you can call somebody whatever you want, but prove that they're wrong, then you just go about name calling them.
And people just assuming that you're certain things. Like, I remember somebody, I didn't even bother engaging it. It was more the person that commented on my thing that they were having a go at. But they pulled me into it as well, because I'm a man on YouTube. That's all they based it on. Like it's something about the entitlement of YouTube men. It's just like, no, this is just a conversation. It's just, and that's it was something the thing I was watching the other day. It was almost like they were talking about like the other is always the target. It's never like, doesn't have to be that factual. It's just that like some And some people embody what other people hate rather than actually being what they hate. Like, I've noticed a bit as I've got older. People that I meet that are new to me and they're gay, they act less gay around me.
Yeah.
Until I get to know them. And you might have that as well, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just something that we get as we get older.
If you're meeting people, you're not really being you, you're kind of being a formal person.
Well, but I think what I'm getting at is like there's other people they're more comfortable around, like if they meet a new woman or a new other gay. But it's just where I'm just an English bloke, if you had to stereotype me. I'm just a white English bloke. They and I've actually said to a couple of the youngsters at the club, I was like, why is it that 50% of gay people that I meet when they're younger, that are new, that I've met just for the first time, they have this, like, they're not sure, and they even were just like, it's because you're of that generation that to us, like, that it's not certain that they're going to be alright with it. We're not sure. So I get it, I don't take it, yeah, it's fine.
It's still kind of taboo for our generation almost, even though we're fucking 80s, it's still kind of taboo.
Well, that's it. They're getting it wrong, and I think they're starting to, like, some of the youngsters will realise that as they get a bit older. But like, you know, I remember that young lad at the chicken shop. He started talking about culture and stuff, like, and ideologies and stuff. He was really, I like that sort of kid. You know, he was only 19, but he was. You know, he was just like, I'm a leftist, like, through and through, but which I don't even like that word, but I was like, you know, even I appreciate that some people of different generations that are older didn't, you know, being trans is relatively new to them. But then I was like, you got that one wrong, mate. Like, I'm not that much older than you, even though it's about 20 years. But I was like, mate, we had trans people in my class at school. Like, it's not new. But youngsters like him are probably just learning that sort of thing for the first time as well. That they've had the impression that it's new to people like me, but it ain't. They're just student politics is very Dunning-Kruger. You know, they're really into it all of a sudden, and they learn quite a bit in a short space of time and think that they know loads. And realise they don't, but that happens when you're 18, doesn't it? Musk just does that sort of shit to wind people up though, and I see right through it. I think it's really funny. And to bait other people.
Not in here.
I have been out here for as long as the running rivers.
I think Cristiano Ronaldo scored another hat-trick today. And I just can't take it seriously.
How long do you think he'll have left in the game? 38? Yeah.
He's just turned 38, yeah. He's about a month younger than me.
That's like NBA peak age. Weird. Aye, well.
Welcome then,
Most
happy hunting.
NBA players play to the early 40s.
Lucky with
Oh, right.
Ones that can succeed. LeBron James is 38. He's still fucking nailing folk out nailing the game.
Yeah, I know he was getting on a bit, but I didn't realise the general age of NBA was a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean the Chicago Bulls in the 90s, Scotty, Jordan and Rodman were 35 plus, right? That's more of a fitness thing though. I think football was obviously legs that's a problem. If your legs are fucking giving up, it's not as easy. But they can run.
It's just legs, isn't it, I suppose.
It's NBA is mostly with fitness, and you get all the guys and winning marathons and that are older, right? The lungs for it.
And I suppose it's short bursts over a short court, whereas football, sometimes you might be required to make up quite a lot of ground.
Yeah.
But as a defender, that's when it really starts to hurt. Because strikers can learn how to be in the right place at the right time more and use their instincts more. Midfielders can sort of sit back and dictate the play a bit more behind the midfield and only cover the sort of a certain area of the field. But wingers and defenders, like if you get people just skinning you, that's when you're fucked. You're just not used to your team anymore, unfortunately. If you play a high line and they put a ball over the top, you're fucked. I used to target that in England with John Terry.
I've bought 2 fake NBA tops for a website, DHgate. I told you about it. My pal's a big sports nut and he collects all sorts of tops, football, NHL, NFL, rugby and stuff like that. He told me about DHgate, how he gets perfectly good copies of sports tops. Ordered 2 NBA tops, £18 each, right? It's like fucking, I think they're 150 real ones. I've got loads of fake NBA tops, right?
I own very little clothes.
Yeah. Get to sell fake NBA tops.
That wouldn't suit me. I actually applied for a credit card the other day.
Nice.
For 2 reasons. I've never had one. I managed to successfully avoid that when I was younger. But I want to build up my credit score.
Yeah, you kind of have to get it to get credit score, even if you don't ever use it, you still have to get it.
And they only cleared me for like 350 quid. But obviously I've got to start somewhere, and that's fine. That's probably
helps,
quite good.
Right? So, right.
Yeah, that's probably quite good. It's like if it was 1,000, I'd spend
fucking £5,000 credit card. Here you are. That's what they were doing during the recession. That's why we were fucked there. They were just giving it houses and cash to anybody who wanted it.
But yeah, they've clipped their world. It's still got to get it, but it looks like I should be fine. But I'm just gonna buy some clothes and like maybe even a new mattress and stuff, like some fundamentals just to make my quality of life better.
Yeah.
Because it stops me. It's honestly what stops me going to the gym. Daft that might sound. I need clean clothes, so I just feel a bit.
Yeah, you get a fresh new wardrobe.
Just where I smoke in here, like I've got very little amounts of clothes, so any ones that I'm gonna have had might have been.
You get yourself a Sports Direct in Primark, like, you can.
That's it. I'll just do it on that sort of level. I'm not gonna buy anything nice.
You can
Practical stuff.
Get loads of stuff at Primark at that price, right? So I do it once a year. Give me top up.
I've just got to that point where I can't stop worrying about money, as in I've still got stuff to pay back. But I can legitimately actually pay. I can buy some stuff myself right now. Like I had to. There's stuff that I had to pay, and then I had to pay. I wasn't going to delay paying you back, for example. Like there's just some things that I wasn't going to delay that couldn't. I wouldn't have felt right buying 50 quid's worth of clothing or something if I owed you or other people at that point.
Yeah.
But I finally can now.
No, good on.
Well, not to say I'll buy the clothes next week, but. And then soon I'll just work hard for a week and I'll buy that fucking PC setup that Owen's designed for me. I can crack on with filming and editing in general. Wait to see about getting a new bike as well, because they were going to order me a new NMAX from Japan. But they're ordering like 10 or something like that for loads of people, but they still can't get hold of them. Right, I can get you a Honda like straight away, but I don't need it. I don't need to change bikes just yet. It's just that I will in the future. I don't know if I mentioned, but this is my one. My one's got rust underneath because I live right on the coast.
Yeah, the salt water.
Yeah, and they said it's once a bike becomes 60% rust, it's written off. Like you can't legally pass it for an MOT or anything, and there's nothing you can do. And yours is about 20%. So it's got time, but it was like, what I would do is just sell it. He said if you cover it up, it'll be significantly helpful. It's like mainly obviously the winter, so I don't know. Even perhaps next year, maybe I just don't work for December or something like that. Maybe I can get myself in that position quite easily. So I'm not covering it and uncovering it. Or I'll get a proper good cover or something like that, so that I'm not fucking about with it. It's really hard to put a motorbike cover on when it's windy, man. Especially when it's got a box on it.
Right,
But you can get better ones, obviously. If you buy a £12 one, it's hard to put on. But if you spend 40 quid on a cover, like it'll come with really good clips and stuff like that. You know, so it's just really easy to wrap it around. And you don't need to go nuts. You just need to. It's just a bit of help, but it goes a long way when it comes to rust. The cover during those winter months.
Did you came what came out on Friday? What game came out on Friday?
No.
A game that you really want to play, and so did I.
Oh, Sons of the Forest.
Aye. Like,
I actually saw a video of it earlier. Yeah,
Eric was watching videos. He's like, "Yeah, it's fucking amazing." I'm like, "Oh no, I really want it." Like,
yeah, I was watching some guy literally just before you come on party, and he was doing like a free build.
yeah, I'm going to avoid everything about it. Like, I would like the experience of the first one playing it out.
Fair enough, but I'm just checking out the building.
Yeah, what you're building now, like, just avoid all the story stuff and the mechanic, like the. Ooh, where am I?
But they seem to have basically segmented like the way you do the building, the free building. You can chop all the logs fall off the tree just like normal, but with those logs, you can chop them into four different lengths.
Eric said that it's a lot easier to get logs. It's not as annoying.
Well, for example, flooring, it splits the logs in two, down the middle, not right, like lengthways, like down the middle.
Automatically transport it into flat.
Yeah, and there's loads of sort of snap points on the floor everywhere as well and stuff like that. And like when you're building off stuff, and you know, you can just like build the presets, but yeah, this guy was showing it, and it makes it sort of modular, so you can just keep extending it because it snaps off each other, and the building's more clean. And you've got this companion, Kenny. No, Kevin.
Yeah, you're gonna have to stop there, man. I don't know.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
That's just. I have been told that like the guy helps you, but I just want to do it totally 100%. Don't know what's going on. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I just see if I have to wait 2 years, I'm getting a PC if it comes to that, because I can't if I can. Pretty sure I'm pretty sure the first one took about 4 years, maybe 3 years. Could be wrong, right?
What nah, it can't be. It only came out.
Port.
Oh, to port, right? Yeah.
To port over, to console.
They won't. Surely they won't.
Surely if they had that bigger cult reception to it, it should have. Yeah.
Well, I suppose if I get this PC, actually, it will be capable of that anyway. So.
Yeah.
But I'll have to get a control pad. I'm not fucking using a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, just get a PS4 control pad and that'll work. Get a PS5 controller.
I saw on my phone thing, my O2 account the other day, I can get do you know they let you get stuff on finance after you've been a customer of them for a certain amount of time?
No.
And it's not actually any more money particularly as well, it's like fucking 5% or something. Which obviously is some money, but not much. They're quite expensive stuff as well, and I can get an Xbox, the newest Xbox, you know, the Series X, whatever it is, the PS5 equivalent. It's like 394 or something, 395. It's £11 a month.
Hmm.
Obviously, from their point of view, they get to keep you as a customer, it's sort of part of their system. But there's no PS5 on it, otherwise I'll definitely get it.
Yeah.
100% would get it straight. I even thought I could just get an Xbox as well. I thought that was the point. Then I thought I could get it and just sell it for some quick money.
Mm.
It's brand new, sell it as brand new.
It's kind of mad how they give away consoles with phones and that. I'll always be surprised.
Well, you still pay for it, like I say, but...
Yeah.
Well, do you know what Pete's parents got, like, last year? From Sky? Because they've got, like,
A telly.
yeah, they got, like, a telly, a tablet, like, they got quite a lot of stuff, probably about $1,000's worth of stuff, maybe just under 700, 800 or something, but they got fucking loads of stuff for free because they've been a customer so long.
They really want to give all that stuff out. I think Laura with Vodafone got shitloads of stuff all of a sudden, like tablets and unlimited, everything and all that.
Yeah, they probably just get given it as a
cinema tickets
deal.
and stuff. Yeah. They're all fighting for competition, so they'll be trying to get you to stay. Yeah. Loads of perks and stuff.
Well, that's it. Yeah, Pete's parents pay something like 140 a month apparently for all their entertainment. I was like, what?
It's a lot. But...
That's a fucking lot. I mean, I don't get Sky Sports just because it's 50 quid. Or it's 49 or something. When Damien used to live with Matt, they shared it, but they're both big football fans, and it became a big part of their social life because Damien was selling weed, and all their mates were like, including me, became quite a place to go around and watch the footy on Saturdays and Sundays. He only used to sell weed on the level that people would sort of come round, smoke it with him for 3 hours and then go. It wasn't like he was ever meeting anyone outside or anything.
Yeah.
He literally just used to get like 1 or 2 ounces at a time, and just that was his system. But yeah, it was. That's still split between the two of them, but that's important to them anyway. I think his mum might have it, but he does watch Sky Sports. Sometimes I'll just video call him and get him to turn the TV, get him to face the phone watching the TV.
My pal for Thailand, this is actually where he's from, so you take back the story, but he filmed on his phone him watching UFC one time and I was watching it with him, like, kind of funny. Why can't I get this thing? Fucking hell.
Yeah, 140 quid, that was what are you at? He was like everything.
The full package.
Oh, he might be minus one thing, but like, that's it.
Yeah.
Is it that worth it, really? I really micromanaged all my, everything that more outgoings over the last few months. It's surprised how much you can save. It's like half price basically for 15 gig. And like last month, I think I used like 4.5 gig. And I was out. I was working every week, Netflix. Can't have dropped Netflix. I had a bloody Microsoft subscription that's pretty hard to get rid of as well. But I sat down and made sure I cancelled it. It's not much. It's only like $4.99 a month, but
I had the one for fucking years with 360 until we didn't even notice.
Exactly, it's one of them little subscriptions, isn't it? Whenever it comes out, it doesn't really hurt you, so you're like, oh, I'll do that later, kind of thing, but that's what they rely on.
No, it was I had 360, I had Xbox Live, and then I got a PS4 for about fucking 3 years, maybe 4 years. I was getting like £6 taken out of my account every month. A lot, right? Adds up.
Yeah, but I think it adds up then. Yeah, I think I was just on I had a Microsoft Office one from the shop. For some reason, I had it on my account, and yeah, well, I've cancelled all those things.
Yeah.
PS Plus subscription's small. I've got Pete's Amazon Prime anyway. I don't really use Amazon. It's shit.
It's a very
Well, it's
bad
not really.
layout I find on the consoles. Like.
Yeah.
It's a total mess.
And you find something, you're halfway through watching it, and then the next week it's you got to pay for it.
It's got a very short. I think they probably do it on purpose, like
Of course,
kind of
yeah.
split up seasons and stuff to pay for one season. And one season's on Prime. Cheeky bastards.
Of course, yeah. It's just their way, but well, no, it's not even on Prime. Like you've actually got to buy it separately. It's just like you're already paying a subscription, but you can probably get a premium version. But I bet Albie's got everything. I bet he's got Disney
Shops
Plus.
at M&S. Waitrose.
It'll be his wife doing all that. She's a proper homemaker. That's her job. She seems more than fucking happy with it. I imagine that's. I've thought about this situation. Like, I imagine there's quite a lot more to do in his house, just because it's that much bigger. Like,
Entertainment. He's probably got a bar in that as well, I bet.
you don't drink. It's too total.
I mean, for guests.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she loves it.
Good luck.
No, I mean, I'm sure because I'm sure she's got like a cleaner and a gardener probably as well. You know, just doing certain pool cleaner obviously every however many months, but all it's not necessarily her doing the physical chores. But I reckon just it's quite a big estate, so it's not actually that vast, but just where it's pretty luxury, she's got to deal with like. There's probably just more to manage when it's that size of house. I'm pretty sure he'll have a security company that protects the property as well. Because you notice that in some of these big properties that I drop off to, like you probably had it in Edinburgh when you were doorman. Did you have like we called it night safe?
Night
It's
safe.
like it's a radio that's linked to the whole city.
We didn't at the time, but they do now. They do in Glenoffice as well, actually, in Leslie and stuff. They have it. Well, not
It's
Leslie.
quite common now. There's these security companies have all popped up that have gone. Well, there's places that are not. You don't need a doorman necessarily, but you pay 30 quid, 35 quid a month, and they're on call. So if you have a problem with a customer, you use radio and they come down and do whatever. So, but those kinds of companies also facilitate luxury housing as well. So if you've got a big estate and you need to have like panic, you can get panic buttons installed, CCTV, and just press a button and they'll know to come as fast as they can. But it'll have to have stuff like that. Footballers will have that sort of stuff, or they should definitely. I saw Mr. Beast on, I think it was on.
You're gonna see you saw Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean.
Mr. Beast. I think he was talking to Joe Rogan. He was like, he was saying about how he doesn't want to live in a big house. He doesn't like it, but as he's had more money, he has to for security. Like the more famous he's become.
You have to be locked up, like.
Yeah, so he's had to get a bigger house that's more secure. He doesn't really want to have one, but because he actually got robbed.
Yeah.
I don't think at like night point or anything or gunpoint, but while he was out, he got all his stuff stolen. But yeah, people just find out where you live once you become big enough.
I would have thought. I kind of who the guy is. I know what he does, but I've never watched any of his content.
No.
But I would have thought he would have had a massive shared house with other YouTubers. I thought that's how his life was.
No.
What he's into.
I think the reason he's called Mr. Beast is because he's a beast. He's got like fucking an actual. He's a Minotaur.
I'm sure that's beautiful.
He's got like 10, 20 channels, maybe more. He's working on so many. He's got a whole team. He's got a whole staff because he's.
Eddie's quite generous with his cash, like to the charities, and that, which is good.
Well, yeah. He's the one that corrected the people's eyesights and that. And people were moaning at him because he did it for the views. It's just like, give a fuck. The people that got their eyesight back are probably more than happy to get views.
He's already got trillions of views and billions of money on it. his own cheeseburgers and that. He doesn't need, you know.
Well, he recently got offered $1 billion for his channels. I think for his overall company, but he rejected it.
Mm.
And they worked it out because something like over the next 10 years he'll get something like 20 billion. So
There's probably no need for it at that point. No?
No, I think he just likes. He's one of the, like Albie, like Gary V. You know, when they're successful because they love it that much, and that's just a knock-on effect. It's a byproduct of being that. You can't really get that successful in something if you don't love it. It's just not. It's not hand in hand. But I think, yeah, I imagine it happening when you're like, if I was suddenly famous living in this flat, it wouldn't be the best place to live. I'll have to go.
If one person sees you walk into the flat, you'll be all over fucking internet as well.
Well, I mean, just in this community, a lot of people know me anyway. They don't necessarily know where I live, but they know I live really close. And it would just happen eventually, yeah. People would see you in the street, and like wrong'uns would see you in the street, knowing you live in Brighton or something, follow you, and then just stick a pin in it. I've actually started to learn where people. There's this guy about 5 years ago. Right? I know this sounds a bit daft, but he was for no reason. I ended up nearly slapping him basically because he was this gay guy that was really rude in this nightclub once. And my mate was like, just leave this, don't bother, like, and I didn't. But I've seen him around, and then I've just spotted him, and it turns out we got mutual friends, and I ended up just learning where he works, just because I just see him around loads. And then a couple of weeks ago, I've seen him on Facebook, suggested friends with us, I know his name, and I'm not going to do anything, but it just goes to show that if I wanted to, I now know where he lives, because a couple of weeks ago, I delivered at McDonald's in the morning, it was Ben T. And I delivered, it was him.
Ben.
So I now know where this.
Brilliant, man. Ben T.
No, I mean his name's Ben Thorpe. I've seen him on Facebook, Ben Thorpe. But it was just literally, it was listed on Facebook on the YouTube Uber app as Ben T.
Ben T. That's a great name for like an insult, but say oh he's a hoofter, oh he's a Ben T. Funny Ben T. Aye, I mean, I tell you about my friend Gaff, the Welsh guy who owns a comic book shop. He's owned it since the early 90s. The guy that wrote Harvard Ted used to go to Edinburgh, and he would come to this comic book shop and buy comics. And my mate Gaff, he's actually now sober. At the time he was a bit of a wreckhead and I was drinking wine. And the guy who Harvard Ted said that he used him as an influence for Black Books. Have you seen the sitcom Black Books? Dylan Moran plays like a guy that owns a bookshop, and he's an alcoholic, always drinking wine and stuff and chain smoking. Exactly the same as my mate is, if it was. And when the guy said that in an interview, it's actually based on a guy from Edinburgh that I knew. His shop was getting filled with folk wanting to fucking talk to him. At this point he was like in his early 40s and couldn't be arsed, but he was like, no, it's not like me anymore, it's just what it was like back in the day. I got pissed off with it, like. Yeah, and folk would find out where he was getting on the bus and that to go home and that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a touch in it, but yeah, imagine what it's like at Ricky Gervais level.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
he makes no secret that he lives in Hampstead Heath. But I imagine, because I know he lives on the same street as like a few of the Arsenal players and stuff like that. And, like,
yeah,
and Tom Cruise has got
I take it Hampstead Heath's like a celebrity rich person area.
Well, it's still in West London. It's still relatively central London, or I don't know how central. It's not central, but I've been to Hampstead Heath on the tube. I'm pretty sure it was only like zone 2 or 3, but maybe it's just vast in a weird shape. But I don't know. But I know there's a lake and stuff. You know, it's a big old posh area. But it's still London. It's not like outer London, Greater London. It's. But again, no. I imagine there's probably a fucking. Because if you were a security firm, you'd be like, right, I'm going to buy a property right in the middle of Hampstead Heath, and I'm going to specialise in luxury house security. Where I've got, get a firearms license, fucking, or like one of them rubber bullet licenses, like a shotgun that can shoot rubber bullets or something. Just get that would be your business model, wouldn't it? You'd be the best. You get like XSAS to be your guards.
I'm still laughing at Ben T.
Well, see, with him, I wasn't gonna do anything at this point, but it just goes to show. But there was one guy down the chicken shop last year that if I find out where he lives, he's getting it. He was just being a dickhead, and I cancelled his food, and he threw a fork at me. I caught it. It was quite a Spider-Man moment because of my flair bartender and my accents. Oh shit!
Violence as fuck.
It was a wooden fork, and he sort of flicked it at me.
Even just the idea of doing it, like,
I know.
Anger is quite horrific.
Well, he sort of flicked it out of, like, I told him to leave. We didn't have to wrestle him out or anything. But it's just, and then he came in on pride when I was really busy and on my own, and he was trying to be an antagonist, and I was just like, I really don't want to have to like break my flow to tell you to fuck off. Like, it's literally the last thing I need right now is to have to stop a customer. My whole flow in the kitchen just be completely interrupted. I'm on my own, But that proves to me that he lives in Brighton because I heard him talking about it. So one day, I'm going to be delivering a McDonald's to him. I guarantee you. One day, I'm going to find out where he lives or works or something, and I'm going to be a right cunt about it. I'm going to find out where he works, and I'm just going to terrorise him. Oh shit, you know. It's just a bit of a hobby.
This is something I was going to talk to you about. I've got jury duty next Monday.
Oh yeah.
But it's in the town that I'm always in, Kirkcaldy. It's like 7 miles from Glenorchy. And it's a very small place, Clive, so there's a chance I'll fucking see the guy, then he'll see me, or the woman, whoever's on trial. Isn't that kind of dangerous?
Depends what it is.
Then it'll see me.
You could just actually say to them, look, I know this person, or I know their family.
That's what my postmate said. He got away with going to jury duty by lying about that, and they just let him off it. Seems kind of dangerous to do that, kind of risky. What they ask for proof, or they ask the guy, you know what I mean?
I don't know, but you could even just say, like, you don't know him personally.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could say I worked with his brother.
Yeah, like, I see him around all the time, whatever.
It's just kind of, I thought if they were going to do jury duty, you should have it in different cities or towns or what.
Yeah, maybe to an extent it's part of a policy though, just because I don't want to expect them to travel too far.
It's kind of automatic as well. It's something like a list.
No, it's a bit daft.
So if I'm like going to the fucking court and then I'm going to going back in the bus or the train and the guy from the easing me, oh fuck, it's kind of freaky that. I'll just, hopefully they didn't let you see, like you don't get to go in the court, or maybe they didn't. Maybe they put like a box over the guy's head, or my head. Yeah. Shave off my goatee.
Oh, no,
Rich. Guys be REM.
My dad did jury duty once and he just fully wouldn't, I think I told him, yeah, he just fully wouldn't tell me anything about it.
Totally sticking to the law. It's good though, it's good on him, he's an honest man then obviously.
Yeah, very, very, very much so.
The thing is, we could sometimes get involved with really bad cases where they'll actually look through photos and that. If it's like child abuse or something, that's what kind of freaks me out. Like.
And I'll just maybe say that, just like, listen, I actively don't want to absorb this sort of darkness.
Yeah. I would say obviously
Right
if it
place.
is, if they do warn me, if it's like even like wife beating and that, I don't know what to see that. Like, I just can't be arsed doing it. For one, it seems kind of boring. The boring day.
Cheeky
Kind
bit
of
of fraud. That's alright, but
aye, if it was something cool like fraud or like a bank robber, let's see what it looks like. All these fucking cool as fuck. He's innocent. He's so cool and handsome. He can't be a robber. I do get a nice lunch though. I'm quite excited for lunch.
how
My
long is
mate
it?
says that they bring you sandwiches to a place called Greens, which is a nice posh sandwich shop. No, supermarket.
Fucking, this is where all our money's going. Briggs all the way.
Aye, fucking ham sandwich. Calypso with his little. It can't be some. Help me, I'm getting overrun. Aye, dicks.
Benty.
Peter of.
I can't wait to see that day today, honestly. Imagine. So I'm going to say to him, if I deliver to him in the morning, if he recognises me, I'll take my motorbike helmet off as well. I hope he recognises me and I'll be like, this is where you live in, is it?
Benty.
Not Benty. Benty. He didn't do enough for me to stick it on him, otherwise I was like, ages ago. Wasn't my god. He was just being a little tight. Oh, I'd have definitely been able to react if I'd have been to him. Just a bit pissed.
If that hot.
But it just demonstrates that I do just suddenly find. There's like loads of people I've noticed and it's been like, oh, you live here. You know, I've just seen them around the city over the years. They're a bit of a prick, so they stand out. And I'm like, oh, you live here. I talk to myself. Not acting on it, but that's kind of like my sort of my character Rider Man. But there's a few versions of that, and I've never done anything with it because I can't quite make my mind up. But there's the version of him there's the version of that content that's just like comedy, but there's also the version of it like I think it would make quite a funny Samaritan style superhero kind of thing. There's just like, but also slightly Taxi Driver. Like it's just a lonely dude that drives around the city at night, and he just like thinks he's on the lookout for crime, but really he's not. Really, it's about mental health. But the storyline, he actually does do something like that. He ends up finding out where a drug dealer lives just because he's a fucking delivery courier, and then thinks, "Well, I'm going to take him down." That becomes his like weird obsession.
Do you ken how idiotic I am? How I didn't get what you meant by Rider-Man for ages, and I've also just realised it's a pun on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm fucking stupid as fuck, dog. Realise that. Help me.
Yeah, there's a version of that that's like just someone that actually, you know, for comedy's sake, like a comedy video. But I can't quite remember my fingers how I do it, but just someone that, you know, I don't know, does something. But then also, like, if it was a feature-length Samaritan-style production, that's how I'd do it. It'd be like just that lonely man syndrome, where he's just got his own thoughts at night, to, you know. And then in his heart, he's always on the lookout for like saving lives and, you know, fighting crime. But he's got no training or anything. But then he just takes it a bit too seriously in his own fantasy world of his head. You know, works out that these drug dealers live in so and so, and then, you know, tries to set up this elaborate plot to take him down, gets himself in trouble, manages to survive, but the police, you know, there's one cop and that's been suspecting his true identity at all times, you know. Proper Samaritan style.
Samaritan, tell you the whole plot of the lore of the heroes in the first 10 seconds of the film.
It's quality.
Excellent. That's what you want, maybe.
He's got an accomplice as well called the Sweeper, and all he does, what his special power is, if he sees like a premises, like a restaurant, a bar, club, hotel, that has excessive amounts of cigarette butts on their doorstep, and haven't provided adequate ashtray facilities, that's clearly their customers, because I see it all the time. And if they don't provide adequate admin to these, what the sweeper does is he goes there at night, sweeps it all up,
Oh,
puts
he's got blown right off.
puts all the cigarette butts in a letter, a paper envelope, and posts it to him with a message saying, "Next time, I won't seal the letter." Because it's a sort of character that would, if a load of people started getting those, it'd be quite funny, but also people would be like, "Good on ya," as well. It's such a trivial little thing to do as your superpower. If you were a superhero that was just really good at sweeping stuff, that's his power. It's come from my mate Duncan in Zante. He used to just go like, we're gonna, just start. He used to like to fantasize like with me because I like superheroes. It's like, what would be your own superhero? They don't have to have like a good power or anything. Just like really good at tying up shoelaces. Like, that's their thing. That's the sweeper. He's really good at sweeping. Rider Man's a really good rider. That's all he's got. No power. He's good on the mopeds.
Do you get when you sweep, right, and you put it into the pan, and there's always that line of dirt that you can't sweep up? Is there an invention to stop that? Okay, way of doing it.
Well, it's called a vacuum cleaner.
I know, but that's an extra appliance. It's an extra thing.
Yeah, I know. Well, as far as I know, you've just got to kind of keep doing it over and over again, and then you empty the pan and go back to it. And, yeah, pretty much. And their nemesis, I thought about their nemesis as well. First his name was Dr. Pothole. Because obviously it stands to reason that the arch nemesis of Rider Man would be someone that fucks with roads. And then the name became Dr. Potter. I thought it was just more of a doctor's name. And then I realised mine and Damien's mate Matt married this fucking dickhead of a girl. And her surname was Potterton. So as a little personal dig at her, I'm gonna call the evil villain in this story Dr. Potterton. It works. It's just part of my elaborate joke to tell him that I think his wife's a dickhead. She was a dickhead, no one liked her.
Bravo!
I delivered to this girl yesterday morning, right? And far be it from me to tell people what they should and shouldn't look like. But I can't help but think she's regretting her decisions in life. So, I don't know how old she was, because she was first thing in the morning and she was just in my pyjamas and no makeup on her thing. I'm going to guess anywhere between 19 and 22. And she had massive tattoos on her face, and they weren't even that good. Including one that was just a line right from the top of her forehead, right down the bridge of her nose, down her front lips, and stopped underneath her chin and like the bottom of her neck where her jugular is. And she didn't look like she was enthusiastic about her situation.
No.
I mean, maybe it was a case of just the hang. Even if I'm just reading too much into her actions at the time, or her demeanour. I can't ever think that loads of these fuckers. It was like massive letters, like not even calligraphy, but it was like a particular style of font. But all over, like just a 4-letter word, like on her entire forehead, and then one on her cheek as well. But massive letters. Couldn't make out what it was. A bit faded. It wasn't very good quality tattoo as well. It was a little bit faded. It's almost like a mate's done it or something.
You've seen Moby's tattoos? Moby.
No.
Oh man, look them up. Look up Moby Tattoo. See what shows up. You'll love it. They're amazing.
Moby's tattoos.
Yeah, just go for the image.
Oh, animal rights. Yeah, I have